Hello, my name is Gary Foreman. I'm founder of the DollarStretcher.com and your resource for all things frugal living. I think most of us would agree that it's a hard time to be reaching adulthood, especially in the financial arenas. Teen unemployment is at record levels. The economy is tough. College seems to be costing more than a lot of families can handle these days. Graduates are having a hard time finding jobs. And there's more and more to learn. So to help us look at some of these issues today, we're fortunate to have Eva Baker. Eva is the founder of teensgotsense.com. Her bio tells me that she was turned on to personal finance after reading Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover book. And she's just finished her own ebook, 7 Days to Sensible Savings. That's a bit of a tongue twister for me, Eva. And I admit I love your motto, why wait to live a sensible life? Why did you start Teens Got Sense?
Well, it was really just a simple thing of listening to the Dave Ramsey book, and also my mother. She, when a child in our household reaches the age of 16 or 17, we have to find something to do with our time in the form of a project to learn, life skills. And after listening to that book, this is what I decided to do for my project.
Now, I know a lot of teens seem their interest in money seems to be limited to whatever their next financial goal is, their next purchase, that they want to buy an iPhone or whatever it is. Do you find that that's generally true, or is that maybe a myth and teens today are more aware of financial matters than we might give them credit for?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it can go really either way. I think that a lot of teens do get into that instant gratification, which I know I am definitely guilty of, but it's hard when you're a teenager and maybe that you don't know a lot about how to budget money, just to when you have money and you don't really know what to do with it, so you just spend it, which is really the only thing that makes sense. And the fact is that very little personal finance education is going on here in America. I believe that only 11 states last year required their students to graduate with a personal finance class. And so basically, teenagers were learning in school, how to, graph polynomials and solve rational equations, but nothing about how to, balance a checkbook or how to budget our money correctly, or even why budgeting our money matters, or how to save for our future.
Now, is that something that bothers students, or do they kind of just figure, well, if it was important, they teach us?
I think, again, that can go either way. I know that a lot of my friends, look at it as something that is important because, a lot of them are responsible for purchasing their own car and paying for the insurance and even putting themselves through college. And that is a big challenge with how expensive college can be today. And I think that teens can really differ on that issue.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you find because I found it over my years dealing with personal finance that teens aren't the only ones that have trouble dealing with instant gratification or delaying gratification. Saving $1 today, so I have $1.10 tomorrow or next year. Do you find that there's any tools that help teens to understand that concept and switch from being spenders to being savers?
Absolutely. The way that I have really budgeted my money and dealt with that is through the envelope system, which I think is not the only way that teens can budget their money, but I think is one of the best ways, where I just have all these different envelopes with different categories on them. Long-term savings such as retirement and car and saving up for college, and then also just everyday spending, saving up and for a little bit extra clothing money and giving to my local church, and also just my spending envelope that if I want to go and do something fun, I can put money in there. And I think that's a great way for teens to budget their money and to also have a lot of freedom in that, because I know I have these long-term saving envelopes, but I don't ever feel pressured that I have to put all of my money into them, that, if I know I'm making plans to go see a movie with my friends on Friday, that it's okay for me to put a little bit of extra money into my spending envelope for that.
Yeah, I know. And one thing that's I guess frustrated me over the years, people, they hear the word budget and they think of a straitjacket, and really,
Absolutely.
a budget is just an informational tool to tell you where your money's going, and if you need to find some money, where you're likely to be able to find it most easily.
Absolutely, and that's why I think that this is a really great option, because it's very freeing to be able to reach your goals in this manner.
Now, one thing that surprised me, because I was a big proponent of the envelope system back before debit cards and all that type of thing. So I'm a little surprised to see you using cash. Now, we've even recommended people, instead of having an envelope, that they would have a specific debit card for each category. Have you ever tried anything like that, or?
I haven't, but I have moved a lot of my into just my bank accounts, and I have my saving bank account, and I keep that in categories, so I know how much money I have in each category. So I definitely have seen that as I've gotten older, and I'm not getting cash really, that it is moving more into banking. But I've never tried it with having a separate debit card for each goal.
Mm-hmm. Now, on a little broader topic, and that now that you've been involved with the personal finance world for a while, what money concepts, do you think it's important for teens to learn?
I really think that just budgeting is really the most important. Just that, if a teenager has a job and they get, maybe just a part-time job and they get a small paycheck, of really just having the knowledge and the tools of what to do with that money instead of just spending it. And also that I think it would be good for teenagers to learn the importance of saving for their long-term future.
Good. Now, one thing that I think has changed is the availability of jobs for teens. Frankly, a lot of the jobs that were available a generation ago are automated today. So there's less jobs, and that's caused some of the teen unemployment. How important do you think having a job is to a teenager at some point during their teen years?
I think that can really, differ on the on the teenager. I do think it is important, but I know that it is not also always possible for a teenager who's, full-time in school to have a job. And, I know that a lot of my friends who I've written about on Teens Got Sense have started their own businesses, and it's encouraging to see them put the work into it, because, it's hard work, but they have stuck with it. My friend Isaac lives in North Carolina, and he loves the outdoors, and he has so much knowledge about it, and he started a business where he takes children on hikes through the mountains near his house. And I also have a friend, Mia, who started her own photography business. She's an extremely talented photographer, and it's really cool to see my friends taking something that they love and that they're good at and turning it into a business in a way that they can make a little income, and that's really exciting to see.
Yeah, that really is. So now, have there been any surprises for you since you started the blog?
Oh, so many. I don't even know how to answer that. I think that just really finding out the number of teenagers out there who are interested in personal finance and are interested in their future has been something that, because before I listened to the Dave Ramsey book, I really, I never gave it a second thought. But I feel that there are a lot of teenagers out there who are right there with me, who are willing to put in the work to, make the money, to learn how to budget, and, to be prepared.
Yeah, very well put. And that what our viewers here, and we will have a link to Teens Got Sense to make it easy for them. But what would you like people to know about the website before they even get there?
I think just that it's a place just to come and learn. That, I talk about everything from how to go to college debt-free to how to shop smart and how to get the best deals on, clothes and on tech. And my mom writes for parents to just help them learn how to better educate their children. And just that it's been a lot of fun to start this website, and I hope that they enjoy it.
So it's not just for teenagers; it's also for the adults of teens, or parents of teens.
Yes, sir.
Cool. And so if you could teach our audience, the folks that are watching us here, have them remember just one thing from this time that we spent together, what would you like that one thing to be?
I definitely think that it would be just to be patient. That a lot of times kids come to my website and say, well, I'm not even making any money, so that's not. I can't really do anything. I can't really do any of these things. But just to be patient that, he will get a job, or to even, start looking for ways to make some extra income. And that if you only are able to put, $5 a week or even $5 a month into your retirement fund, well, by the time you're 65, that's going to be a lot of money. And I think also, speaking more directly to parents, I think that I think the parents, if they really stepped up in their homes to teach their children, even at a very young age, like my parents started with me, to be honest about their financial mistakes with their children, and to involve their children and the family financial decisions, that would be a really great step to help educate teens.
Fantastic. One final question. Let's see. I know you're on Google Plus, because that's where we are today. And that are you involved with the other social media as well?
Yes, sir. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and here on Google+.
Fantastic. Well, Eva, we thank you for your time. I spent a little bit of time on the blog. It's a fascinating place, and I'm sure you're going to be an inspiration to a lot of teens, and put them in a position where they'll reap the benefits for years to come. Again, I'm Gary Foreman. You can find the DollarStretcher.com on all your favorite social media. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel here, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for being with us.